As teachers start the new school year and want to start using Typing Agent, the first thing they need to do is, first of all, have a Typing Agent account. But many of our returning teachers will already have an account that they'll use Google to log into. And so when I go to classes, I'll see the classes that I've created. And I'm using this particular example for this screencast. And this class has no students in it. This was the class that this teacher set up for last year. But since we moved the students, or the technology coach moved the students into the unassigned category, there's no students in this particular class. So we got to add kids. So how do we do that? Well, the first thing we need to do is open up the class. Once we're in here, we're going to see that there's a button to add students. You can do that for those students that are new to your building, or what you can do is look in the upper right-hand corner of the screen where you see the bell, and this one shows a number of 210. These are all the unassigned students I have in the school. So if I click on unassigned, then I'll see all the kids that are at University Elementary, and I can go through and select those kids that are my kids. And if I scroll down to the bottom of the screen here, you'll see that there's a button that says Move. When I click Move, it's going to say, okay, where do you want to move these kids? Well, I want to move them to this particular class, my class. And I click Move. And now those students, when I go back into my class, will show up as part of my class roster. So let's go back in there. And you can see there's the kids that I moved into my class. Now, what if I have kids that are new to the building? Well, that's pretty easy too. What I would recommend is that you click on Create a New Student, and I would do a single student. And from here, I would use the student's username as their student ID, their password as their birth date, and then I would add their email in here as their CVSD 356 email, because by doing that, that enables me to allow them to go to Typing Agent and log in using Google. So those are the tricks. So of course, you'd have to add their first and last name, and you click Create New Student, and you'll have a new student in your classroom. Some of you are going to find that you try to add a new student and you didn't see them in the unassigned list, but when you go to add them, you're going to get a message that says the student username already exists or something like that. Most likely this is because you had a student that moved into your building but already had a Typing Agent account from their previous building. When this happens, simply contact Emily Fletcher or Bryn Howard, and we can move that student where they need to be. But you need to let us know what class they need to go in, and their student ID really helps a lot as well. And this concludes this tutorial.